guys, welcome to another Friday feeling. Oh yes, welcome. Come in, sit down, relax, and we're going to have a little fun today. Yes, we are. What are we doing today? Well, we are going to be shaping the bolster of the Harrier, or shaping the Harrier bolster, should I say. What do you mean, Chris? What do you mean? Well, as you know, the Harrier is not quite the right shape. And the best way to do that was a little hint that George from Formax told me. And he said, on the plans, you've got the formers. So this is the formers. I'll try and... That is the formers that we have in a CNC pack, or if you don't have a CNC pack, you cut it yourself. And what we're going to do, we're going to put this against some more balsa, and then we're going to cut out this. So you end up with the outside of the former. So as if to say, you know, you have, well, the outside of something. So if you had a circle, and then you cut out the circle of the balsa, you've got the outside of the circle. And then by doing that, you can offer that up against the fuselage, or anything else that we're doing, and then make it the right shape, make it the right curves, make it the right contours, so it looks a bit more like it should, or was planned to be. So unfortunately, it means I'm going to be cutting out from the plans. Sacrilege, I know. But that's the best way to do it, and then I can stick it to a bit of balsa. You can use cardboard, but I'm going to stick it, I've got some scrap balsa. So let's get on to it and get a bit of shaping done. Okay, so I've cut it out of the planes. Sacrilege, I know you're all saying. And I've used a bit of Pritt stick, or it's kind of a magic glue stick or whatever, but you know, you can get different types. Rubbed it along the back and then stuck it to the balsa. So remember, I want obviously the outside edge, because all this is all the balsa that's been put in the design. Excuse me. So now, very gently, I got to try and cut this. I'm not the best in the world of cutting, but I find it better if I'm standing anyway. You know, as long as I can get a rough, well, a close as the actual formers and stuff, then we can put this against the fuselage, or the fuse, or the fuzz, or the and see how much we've got to sand down, because this is the same with all the formers. I've got to do this. Oh, that's where it's come up. And make sure that that paper doesn't lift, because if it does, the shape's going to be wrong. But I mean, it gives you the rough guide. You know, I don't think anyone's going to be the same. Now, I did have the copy of the RCME, the RCME magazine, yeah, that has got the other planes that you can build from, the free plans, as they say. But trouble is, you know, if that plan is slightly different from Tony's original plan, then it's all going to be different. It's maybe possibly different sizes. So I'm cutting out, and then I'll be shaping too much off. If you get my drift. So I'm hoping. This would be nice and level. I think what I might do with the next one is not cut it, because this I cut out and then cut it with scissors to get right to the edge. I think what I'll do is I'll get it as a square, and then stick it, and then I can cut along this line. Also, I've drawn with pencil, drawn the centre line, just so it helps me. Now, because it's Pritt stick, this should just literally come off anyway, which it does, without ripping. And, oh, I've done that was why it wasn't dry, so then I can put that to the side. I'm hoping that this is just around the corner, around the edges, and then we'll offer it up to the fuse, and then see what's occurring, how much sanding I've got to do. Now, I have done this with skinny balsa, thin balsa, 2.4 I think it is, just because it's just easier to cut for me, really. And there we go. So that's not going to be, that could be used for something else. But this is the actual former, F7 I believe this is, so we're going to mark that up, F7. There we go, F7, and that should be the outside, well, it should be the fuselage at F7. So here we are. I thought I'd just give you this view, as to say. So this is F7. That's not too bright there. There you can see. If I bring it a bit closer, that's not bad, is it? That is pretty decent, I think. It looks like I've just got a bit of shaping to do on the high points. So if I get up and close and personal, probably have to turn this down a bit. I have to be careful. This back is so delicate. Right, there you go. So now the camera's sorted itself out. So these high points here, I've just got to bring down, and probably this point here, so it's a bit more of a rolled rather than flat, sort of rolling flat. So you can see that in the, if I bring it up close now, you can just about see that slight little gap. But that's not bad. That's not bad at all. I'm quite happy with that, really. I was quite surprised. I thought it was going to be way out. So I think the best thing I can do is cut out the other formers, and then put them in a line and see where I'm out. Now I know that the formers for the front fuse, they're going to be way out, just because of the canopy doesn't fit. But enough chatting, more doing. Let me cut all these out and I'll be right back. Oh yes. Okay, we have got the iPhone cam, yes, and we've got the overhead cam and all sorts of camage going on. Fantastic. Okay, so we have to keep the hat on because I do need a haircut and I look like a hair bear bunch. Don't go there. Right, so we did cut out all the rest of them, so I don't know if you can see here, you probably can. I cut out all the bits and pieces, which is the outer of them. So if I grab one here, as you can see, I've literally cut the outside edge, so that's where I've cut it. I've stuck them to the balsa, which I showed you with the bit of prick stick, the sticky stuff. I haven't got it here with me, I left it indoors. And basically I cut them all out, so we've got the shapes of what the fuselage and everything else should be, like that. Now you can use cardboard. I did use some balsa, some thin balsa, but you can use cardboard. It's a lot more cheaper using cardboard, I would have thought, than using balsa. But I had some balsa and I thought, why not? And then I've labelled them like, you know, what they are and everything else. And then you've got a couple here, which are Diddy ones, which is the front nose. And then I've got F1T and F1B, so then I can get to see what things are. Now the fuselage is pretty good. I've got the actual plans in front of me, you can't see, so I can see where they are, and I have marked them. I'll show you on the iPhone cam here. See that I've marked where they are. So, and there's one here as well, so I don't know if you see it there. So I've marked them, so on the overhead cam you probably see a little shoe again. It's a shoe! And the fuselage is okay. The main fuse is okay. It's pretty good actually. On the back of it I might have gone a bit too much, but you know, we'll see. Whether it's going to affect the flight or not, I don't know. But I was quite surprised that without doing this, that another tip that George from Formax gave me actually, how he does it. Obviously he does it with card, not balsa, because it's a waste, but I'll use it as I use these as a like pasting, you know, when you're doing the gluing and stuff. They'll all make use, trust me. But he gave me, so he goes, do this, Chris, because then it helps, because yeah, not everyone is as, you know, clever or fantastic or whatever, where you can give them a bit of 4x2 wood and basically say, right, okay, there's a piece of wood, shave everything off that's not a Spitfire. Now F3B, if I put this, so we go to the iPhone cam here, so if I put that there, wow, look at that. Excuse, because there's scrap balsa, it's giving you a bit of a weird, like, oh, should that be curved now? You're looking at the inside there. That's a lot's got to be taken off that back. Wow. Then we've got F2. I've got F2 top. Once again, I don't know why I've got F2 bottom. There might be a reason for that, I don't know. Is it the F2 top? Yeah. There you go. Also, more to be shaven off. I did go a bit mad with the. There we go. It's hard to get the centre actually, but it's something. I did draw the centre point, if you see there. But once again, you can see I've got a bit mad on the sides. Didn't need that much of the sides, Chris. I've just gone a bit pointy. Yes, I could probably stick a load of balsa on there, maybe, but I think now this is going to be a learning curve. This build is going to be a learning curve. I can only apologise to Tony Nighthouse. I will do that personally. They're making a right mockery of his design. Right, so then we've got the F1 bottom, which is kind of there. Now, that's not too bad. The F1 bottom is not too bad, is it? That's almost... Once again, you can see way too much of the sides. I've really gone for a thin nose. I don't know what possessed me to do that, probably because of an aircraft. But obviously he has his design. And then the top's not that bad. Did I just do the bottom? The bottom's wrong. Sorry. Gosh. Also, this is why I do them top and bottom. I think I did do the bottom anyway. So it's not too bad, but a bit on the sides maybe. Yes. And obviously the nose is a bit pointy, so I don't know. I'm just going to have to end up rounding things off until they fit. Okay, just before we get to the sanding and bits and pieces, I thought I'll tell you what kind of thing I'll do. There's a lot of people that can get like sticks and bits and pieces for sanding. I mean, yes, I do use the Permagrit tools, but I find that obviously there's that little edge there that sometimes I catch things. But it's a fantastic tool. But sometimes I want to go a bit lower in grip, but I still want the wood. Now you can make lots of different bits of wood. I've not yet sat down and cut up bits of wood as kind of like paddles, if you like to say. This is a block that I had. I'm not sure where now the sandpaper's gone. But you used to get sandpaper. It used to fit it in there, fit it in here, and you put a piece of wood in there to keep it tight, and then you got yourself a nice edge. Now I get all these sort of stuff. There's a big box of all different types of grit, including a wet one as well that we can use on paints and bits and pieces. And then I've got like a big reel of 3M tape. And then I make little, I scrap a blade basically and use a blade to cut these down. So we've got 3 of them. And then I just put a bit of double-sided sticky tape on there. Just to hold it. I mean, whether the sticky tape stays on the wood is another thing, but then again, if not, then you put another piece on, and it just gives you it's just nice when it's a solid surface, as you like to say. I mean, I put that on there and then surf it around. There you go. It's a nice little sanding block. Okay, so we've got our sucky machine, or sucky table, should I say? I can just move my chair a bit, actually. So here we have, if you haven't seen this and you missed this or missed this video of my little sucky machine, which is basically a Hoover, then here's a link above. Obviously go back. don't miss this now. Where's my, I need my drawings and bits and pieces. Oh, I thought I was prepared. I think what we'll do, we'll start off with the back. This table basically just, let's open that up a bit. It just gets rid of balsa dust. So for reasons of your hearing, I'm just going to play a bit of simple music to this, just to show you what I'm doing and bits and pieces. Yeah, because it's quite noisy, the Hoover. So if I just flip this over, so the back's nice now, that's pretty shaped. Now F3 bottom goes there. Now that is, look at that, way out. So if I do the F2 bottom, that there you see, so you're not going to be able to see because I'm going to tip it. I don't know if it can zoom out. No, I am zoomed out. Oh no, here we go. If I can hold that there, can you see? Oh, look at that. Loads and loads of stuff that's got to come off that. So I will use my planer, my David. If I can reach it. Has got a fresh blade in, so I'll use my David. Say hello to everyone, David. Hello, how you doing? Yes, I'm crazy. Don't worry about it. David, patent pending. Okay, very sharp. So try not to do it across your fingers. Yeah, that's a big scary bit of planing I've got to do. Alright, so the hoover is off, and as you can see, I've got a small hole there, but that's okay. That's, if you remember, I had a bit of a nightmare doing the front here, so that's my fault totally, but not on that size. But you can see the back is actually square. I have got the back somewhere. It's not on here, so I just need to feather that in. But you can see it still needs a bit more rounding. But let's see. Let's see. This is why I marked up the sides, because I do be rubbing it down. Let's have a look at 3FB. Oh my gosh, look at that. Got a bit of David, bit of sanding, and she turns into a Harrier. I need to say Spitfire there. So I've actually rubbed this down. Have I rubbed this down? Oh, there it is there. I've actually probably just, there you go. Boom. So obviously I took too much side off the side, as we said in the beginning, so it is what it is. I'm not going to start sticking bits of balsa to it and sanding that down, because this is my rendition of the Harrier. But there you go. Obviously you just have to plane this in the middle to meet the front at the back. And look at that. And as you notice, there's a bit of balsa there because I turned the hoover off as I was moving it. But this balsa sucking table is brilliant. You've just got no balsa in the air. I'm not coughing, and it's fantastic. There you go, but that's fitting. So that's that. It looks much more nicer. Not so much of a, well, it does still look like a shoe, but you know. It's okay. It's a flying shoe. Okay, so a bit of sanding down, and you can see she looks a lot different. A lot different. She's not so much. She's still a shoe. That's not going to change, but she's a lot different now. Excuse me. Rubbing her. Just got to start. I have got a bit of hole, but that'll all be filled in. Don't worry about that. So T2 is kind of let's get it there. It's kind of there. So I have got a bit more on the sides that I didn't need to take off, but that was previously. But the top, the actual shape is there. I mean, this is not fantastic. This is cut out by me, you know, with a knife. So you know, excuse that. If I get the thing, the straight. Where are we? I'm pretty happy with that. That is going to be it. I mean, you know, if that little fraction causes the plane to crash, then, you know, it's me. Well, there you go. I am really, really happy with that. Here she is in all her glory. She's probably going to be a bit bright. But, yeah, she's very smooth and a lot more to the shape. You know, this I've got to do some bit of filling, bit of balsa filler, and to fill all of my little crevices that have poked out. But she just looks like a lot more like I know it's very bright. I do apologise. But she just feels different, and the fuselage is okay. The fuselage just needs a slight feathering, just to mould things up. But we're ready to finally make the hatch in the bottom. We've got the cheat hole and the hatch for the battery. We can finally cut that now. I know that everything's how it should be. The wings, we can finish off the wings. That is just literally making the servo hatches and just doing the front leading edge, which I'll probably do. I'll probably mix it all together, so it's not too many to go. Yeah, it's exciting now. But all these things that I'm learning, and if you haven't done balsa before, then I'm hoping that I'm either showing you what not to do or how to do stuff, because it's brilliant. When things come together and it looks the shape and it feels the shape and you know it's going by the plans, then fantastic. Now, if you get this magazine, I'm sure you can get it all over the world. This is the RCME magazine. If you follow, I will leave a link in below to Formax's website, funny enough, and on there is a link that you can use to get this, and this tells you lots and lots of lovely stuff. But what it does do is each month it comes with plans. Now here, if you can see, it came with the plans for the Harrier. Now this is the Christmas edition, the December 2024 edition, and it comes with plans. Now they are, I'll still say, get the plans from Tony's site, mainly because it's a bigger sheet. This just fits into, it gets folded up and bits and pieces. There you are, the GR7 Harrier. If I can just open, it's very light paper. And it's got a little crack in it. And it's also two-sided, that's the only issue. But it's free plans. And it's a really interesting read magazine. So it's a great magazine. I'm sure you get it all over the world. So listen, if you're getting out, it's absolutely freezing out there at the moment. Bit too cold for me to fly. But soon, I'm sure later on this month, it's going to settle down a bit, warm up a bit, as to say. It's very minusy at the moment, minus levels. Even though people do go out flying, it's not for me, unfortunately. I can get back in the hangar and have some fun. But if you are getting out and doing any kind of RC, or having some fun with RC, then that's fantastic. But if you are, be safe, keep safe. But most of all, spread the word, have fun. Life is too short. Listen, thanks for popping by and watching this crazy Friday feeling. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, see you later now. Ta-da!